Never give up, even when you make mistakes. Every mistake is a chance to start again, just like a pencil that can always be sharpened. In a small American town called Greenfield, there lived a 10-year-old girl named Sophie Parker. Sophie was cheerful, friendly, and loved to draw. She wanted to become an artist one day. Every evening, she would sit by the window, sketching flowers, birds, and trees. But Sophie had one problem. She gave up too easily. If her drawing went wrong, she would throw away the paper and say, "I cannot do this." If her math homework was hard, she would stop halfway and say, "I am not smart enough." Her father, Mr. Parker, was a school teacher. He always encouraged her. But Sophie did not believe in herself. One evening, when Sophie came home from school, she looked sad. Her art teacher had announced a drawing contest. The topic was My Dream World. Sophie wanted to join, but after a few tries, she tore up her drawings and said, "I will never win." Her father watched her quietly and then handed her a small, old pencil. It was short and slightly worn. He said softly, "This was my favorite pencil when I was your age. It helped me draw, write, and learn. Maybe it can help you too." Sophie looked at it and said, "But Dad, it is so old. It is not even new or sharp." Her father smiled. "That is the point. It has been sharpened many times, but it still works. You see, Sophie, life is like this pencil. You will make mistakes, you will fall, but if you keep trying, you can always start again." Sophie thought for a moment and decided to give it another try. She sat down with her paper, holding that old pencil. At first, her hands trembled, but then she took a deep breath and began drawing. She made a few mistakes, erased them, and tried again. Hours passed. She drew mountains, stars, rivers, and a big rainbow across the sky. When she finished, her picture showed a beautiful world full of hope and color. The next day, she submitted it to her teacher. A week later, the results were announced. Sophie did not win first place. She won second. But she was smiling bigger than ever before. Her teacher said, "Sophie, your drawing was full of imagination and effort. You did not give up, and that made your work shine." When Sophie came home, she ran to her father and showed him the certificate. He hugged her and said, "See? The pencil did its magic." Sophie laughed. "No, Dad. I did the magic." Her father smiled proudly. "Exactly, because you never gave up." From that day, Sophie always carried that old pencil in her school bag. Whenever she faced something hard, she would hold it tight and whisper, "I can try again." Years later, Sophie became a famous children's book illustrator. She would often visit schools to tell her story. She showed that same old pencil to students and said, "This little pencil taught me that mistakes do not end your story, they make it better. If you fall, get up. If you fail, try again." Never stop drawing your dreams. If this story inspired you, remember, no one is perfect, but everyone can improve. Keep trying, keep learning, and never give up. Subscribe to Motivoons for more stories that teach, inspire, and motivate children to believe in themselves.